Hey everyone, John here from School of Trade. Today we're going to be taking a look at a breakout move here on crude oil. I just threw the order on really quick. I didn't want to miss this. The entry is at 47.10. Now the stop is going to go above the breakout move. We don't want to risk any more than that on the stop. So the stop is going to go up at 47.38. Is it kind of a relatively large stop? Now keep in mind, it looks really big, but add it all together, right? The range today, we're looking at a 28 tick stop. So in the grand scheme of things, we really haven't gone very far. From the high of day to the low of day, we have a 54-cent range. So it's a very, very small range today. And we did move into this very obvious, blatantly obvious range. And we've been stuck here for a long time. We moved up into that range at around 4 o'clock, and we're just now breaking out at 10. So we've spent 6 hours inside of this range, and now we're starting to break out. Now, the reason I like the breakout here more than I like fading, normally with this kind of candle, I would be thinking buy, right? I would want to be a buyer here thinking there's no way this is going to hold. It just doesn't make any sense. In this case, though, it does make quite a bit of sense. In the newsletter, we talked about 47.29 as an area of resistance, and that is the weekly gap, right? We opened up on Monday morning from Sunday, and we had a gap down. They tried coming back to fill it and they missed it, right? And that's a really big clue. So even though they may try to get downside movement, and they did pretty well, they're going to have a hard time finishing the job until this is closed. They came back today, they closed it, and that's where we formed that big range that we're just kind of stuck in. Now, because of that filling, we're looking for this to continue back to the downside. A lot of times when you have that type of fill, its objective is going to be to the lows that it made before it had that fill. That means that our objective is down here at 46.62. Now, that is a really big objective. Are we going to get this all in one day? We should, if it's going to follow through with what you would normally see on this kind of environment. But this is definitely a trade that may end up being a swing trade. We may be in this one for a little while, understanding that the downside potential is huge. The risk reward is beautiful, even with a 28 tick stop, and there's a lot of downside potential pushing towards that 62 area. So we'll give the sellers a little bit of time, hopefully. Otherwise, we're looking for this breakout move to continue. We know the sellers are very likely selling into this aggressively. Now it's just a matter of seeing if they want to push down and follow this move up with more selling pressure to the downside. So we'll see what they can do on this next candle. If they can close this next candle bearish, that is a big, big clue. Adds a lot of sentiment to the downside. So as long as we can close this next one bearish, we should have sellers all over the place swarming into it to drive the market further down. So give the market a little bit of time here, see if we can get that drop that we're looking for. All right, so reducing the risk a little bit here on the downside, we have a very big drop lower. This was the move down that we were looking for. I wasn't expecting it all to happen like this, but we'll take it. The objective just around the corner, and there's that target filled. Beautiful move down. It's exactly what we're looking for. We want to see that big drive lower. Now, we were talking about this. This might take a little while. I definitely wasn't expecting it to happen within 20 minutes, but this drive down, this is what you expect when they fill a weekend gap. They fill the gap. They show you a reason to get in, and they hammered this market to the downside all the way lower. Beautiful objective move to the lows. They did try bouncing, right? They tried getting a bounce in the face of this massive drop lower, and that's about all they had before they turned right back around and slapped the low that was our objective. So overall, that's going to do it for me. Absolutely gorgeous trade. That's the type of trade that you will be happy to end the month on. So that's going to do it for this one. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com. And as always, we'll catch you next time.